Hey everyone, welcome back. Last episode we got that plaza, and now we're going to divert our attention to the rest of this. Now I split them up. This is episode 16. Like I said, I didn't have any focus. And I'm doing these voiceovers back to back. Imagine that. I didn't have any focus. That plaza I think came out great. I think this stretch comes out great. It's a little difficult with this hill. It does start to kind of creep in the immediate cliff territory, I guess. I should probably see if I could adjust when the cliff shows. But, you know, it is what it is. But regardless, hopefully you had an amazing week, amazing time since last time we talked. Everything's going good. All of that stuff. Don't let the world stress you out. Oh man, is it stressful. Oof. So this stretch, I imagine, is a little bit older. I mean, the airport is just to the south. I imagine some of these buildings kind of support the work that's going on there. The whatever airplane manufacturing, refurbishing, crafting, service industry we have going on. That's there. I imagine those workers come out here and maybe some of them grab a 6-pack and go home and drink it for the night, which is definitely not healthy, but I'm sure that happens in the world. In fact, I know it happens in the world, but this is the type of place you hit this up with your coworker, and then you guys go home. Or you hit it up, you get you get whatever vice. We're not shaming anybody, but speaking I don't know. Whew. But anyway, that's why these are older. Oh, and I was talking about the DLC last episode. I dig it. I like it. At this point, you haven't seen me use any of the facilities or stuff in the series. I still may, which I probably might have already released one before you even see this one. Might still do another series where I just say no workshop command in Steam and play straight up vanilla, although I will certainly miss Move It mod. I don't know about that. That is me thinking, gosh, can I could maybe. We'll see. We might have to make the whole map flat. Yeah, we might have to make the whole map flat. I imagine this little building as some offices. Like there's Edward Jones Investments here. I think that other sign that sticks out is like Allstate Insurance. It's office space, but also commercial at the same time, I guess. I mean, I guess it's technically both. Our neighborhood staples. I think that's fried chicken next to the healthcare clinic. And I figured this was probably some auto shop attached to the gas station, and then Dunkin's because people need coffee, and I can only have so many buildings, so there's Dunkin's and Starbucks and that other coffee place, but I would tell people, go to the local coffee shop. It's probably better. Shh, I didn't say that, and I am not sponsored. And then there's the barbecue place. And behind here, I have that road as a reminder to do something, like expand into that space so I don't have to destroy work that I've already done. It's kind of like city planning, but only in my sculptural world of city skylines. Oh yeah, and Surface Painter mod was not working shortly after the free update / DLC drop. Did I really get to this part? I think I did. Okay, we're going for it. This is a little office park. I was thinking maybe it's going to be residence, but I figured that this might actually be an older office park, business park. You know, you're next to an airport. The land is... It could be a little noisy. I don't know if you've ever been at an airport for a long extended period of time, but it does get a little loud. Not unlivable, but I can only imagine. I can only imagine. This is technically, I think, a cancer research facility is what the building technically is. But it doesn't treat people. So I'm going to run with it. It's got its scientists and lab assistants and researchers. So I figured we'd give them a little bit of parking. I should, now that I look at it, I don't think I did it. I should come back and use the Bob tool and remove the parking lot that comes with the building and then put in my own accessibility one. And then call it a day. Oh, lovely terrain. Terrain. How sometimes I loathe thee and love thee at the same time. But this is like one of those office parks that's kind of tucked away. We have a bunch of them in the St. Louis metro area where there's a office park that's off of an artery but down in like a secluded place. Or at least they always feel secluded. It's not like this big major street. I don't know. Sometimes it feels a little sketchy, but you know, they're not really sketchy areas. It's just like, gosh, no one's down this road. What? It's like, you know, where your dentist office is, or like an orthodontist, or some other doctor's offices that they specialize in things. Or it's like your small business office that is in a larger building that's off the beaten path. You don't necessarily need the foot traffic, you just need the space to work. I figured this place probably has the best view of the airport, probably even better than the airport, the control tower. Maybe I pan around when I'm doing stuff like parking lots. Oh, the parking lots. I think the next series, looking way into the future, I'll probably put parking lot roads back in. They were doing something funky with some cars, and you can't put some of your props on top of them. They still kind of float because they cut into the ground. But I think I could just PO them. Procedural objects them. Great mod. I think in the next episode you see a lot of procedural object usage. If you can't get it to work with Move It tool and the prop, just make it a procedural object and make it conform to your heart's desire. Ooh. I think I was having a little issues with that key wall. I know I'm having issues making decisions. Oh yeah, because of the paint tool, the surface painter, which would remove that gravel. Heck, would remove all of the painted effects on the ground. I'm working with it. I might, now that it's working, there's a new version on the workshop. Now that it's working, I might revisit this. Clean up some of the edges. The rough edges. I figured this was probably an office building that's packed with lots of people, but it also, this parking lot also ends up being shared with another building to an extent. Oh, parking lots. This is America, North America, and our dependence on vehicles, personal vehicles. And it is a terrible use of land. Terrible. Heck, my household has 2 vehicles, and I don't normally drive but once a week. I have a hand-me-down vehicle. Sold my car at the start of the pandemic because I certainly wasn't using it. Made sense. And then my husband bought a new vehicle earlier this year, and then I got his old vehicle. So now I go to the grocery store without having to pick him up later in the day. I guess it's nice. I thought about selling it too. Less worldly possessions. How much does one actually need? How many things must we have? Getting philosophical. Like, do we need this many parking spaces for this office building? Why don't we encourage them to carpool? But also, speaking of, I haven't done anything for mass transit, so this is all my fault. Kind of like most of the United States. Most of the United States. And because we're not completely cruel to the environment, we're going to add little patches of grass. Which is probably worse because we should have trees. Grass you have to expend energy to maintain. I guess you don't have to. You could let it Let it get really tall. You could get some ornamental grass. I used to have ornamental grass out my window, and I'm still dealing with its allergen effects. You could hear it today and me talking. I need to give this building a name. I guess I need to give the business a name. So if you have a name for a business, for this one, the airplane one from a couple episodes ago, whatever they're doing, and these other office buildings. You let me know down in the comments. Or you could let me know in Discord. Or on Patreon. Or on Twitter. Some things before we wrap up. We may or may not have that October 7th stream. I might be double booked. I will let you guys know. That'll be over on Twitch most likely. But we're going to wrap up this episode, leave you with some cinematics, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay awesome and stay amazing and stay badass.